Hey everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to use Google's Gemini AI API along with Python. So let's get started. So first thing, just Google AI Studio. You'll be getting the first link from aistudio.google.com. Select this and here make sure that you are signing in with your Google account. And here to the top you'll be having this get code. So if you click here, you'll be having the code for different languages. In our case, we are going to use it for Python. And as you can see here, we are getting a model name. So if you want to change the model name, you don't have to like cut and paste. You can just change the model by clicking this drop down. For example, let me go with Gemini 2.0 Flash. And if I click on get code, we'll be having that particular model name added over here. So we can just copy this. And I'm just having here a empty.py file. So I'll just go and paste my code over here. So this is the code basically. And now we need to install two Python packages. One is the Google Generative AI Python package, because as you can see here, we are importing this one over here. So that's the first package. And another one is going to be .env, because here we will be using the Gemini AI API key. So for that, we will be storing that in a .env file. So this is also required. So you can just go and copy this. Yeah, you can just pause the video and type this out. And this is the second package. Yeah, now we are done with both. So now let's just go and get our Gemini AI API key. So for getting that, here you will be having get API key option. Select it and here select on create API key. And since I'm having already so many projects, I don't have to create a new project. And if you don't have any existing projects, you need to click on this and then create an API key. So I'll just select any of my projects and click on this. So this is the API key. You need to just copy this and make sure that you don't share this with anyone. And in case if you feel your API key has been compromised, you can just click this delete icon and that will basically make the API key inaccessible. Alright, so now as I told you, we'll be creating the .env file. Just click on new file in the exact same folder as your .py file, .env, and here you need to have it like this. Just paste the API key, have it within double quotes, and go here. We will be having this Gemini API key. We're going to copy this and put it over here with the equal to. And just save this file. And now again come to our Python file over here, and we need to load that particular API key from our .env file. So for that, we can just have from .env import load underscore .env. Next time it's going to be load, just call this, and now we are good. API key, these are fine from OS. Yeah, now everything is perfectly set over here, and this is basically the code. Here we are setting the API key to genai.configure, and we are getting the genai from this particular Python package that we just installed now. And here we are having some input parameters that we send to the model. First one is the temperature, which basically determines the creativity level. The more the temperature, the more it will be creative. The less the temperature, it will be less creative and will be more focused on the output. And this is the top underscore p top underscore k. I'll just put a screenshot. You can just read it through what that means. And next is the max output tokens, which basically determines the number of words that are need to be generated in the output. This is really important in case if you're having a paid plan, because if you generate large number of tokens in the response, you will be getting charged more. So this is an important parameter. And final one is the response type. This is just text. Yeah, nothing big over there. And here genai.generative model, and we are having two parameters. Here we are passing the model name. In our case, it's Gemini 2.0 Flash. You can choose any model from here. You can just go to Studio and you can choose whatever the model you want from here. That's up to you. And these are two parameters that we are passing, and this is how we are starting the chat, it's going to be this particular variable dot start chat, and you're also having a space to add history. Basically your question is chat history, and then we're just starting the chat session dot send message, and here we will be asking the input question, and at the end we are getting the response and printing the text from it. So that's basically the code, and now let's go and ask a particular question. So what I will do is, let's just get the raw response and see, and let me just put a hello. That's it. This is going to be my input text or question. So for running this, it's going to be Python space Gemini underscore file.py, and before going into all, make sure that you have Python installed on your system. That's really important, and if you don't have Python installed, you can just click on the card that is appearing on top. I've done an entire video on that. So if I run it now, okay, I'm getting an error, protocol message generation config has no response mime underscore type. So yeah, this is a generation config, so I guess this particular parameter is not needed or something, so I'll just remove this. Okay, so now let's go and try again. So we are getting an object. Okay, so now let me just go with dot text. I thought we will be getting a JSON, something like that. So again, rerun it. Yeah, here as you can see here, we have got hello there, how can I help you today? So now what we are going to do is, I'm just going to ask another question. This time I will ask a question that gives us a lot of response. So let me just go and ask essay on global warming. That's it. Saving and rerunning. So this is the output that it has given. That's a lot. That's really like 5 to 10 paragraphs. And what if you wanted to control the response? Because as I told you earlier, the more output token it gets generated, the more you will be charged. And there are some conditions where you might want the response to be like 2 to 3 paragraphs. In that case, what you can do is, here we are having the max output tokens as 8192. You can just change this to like 200 maybe. So I'm just going with the exact same prompt now, but this time we'll be at most getting 2 paragraphs. So let me just run it again. So now we have just got 2 paragraphs over here. So this is basically how you control the output response also. And in case if you want to know more about how to access this API key, you can just go here and they will be having API documentation. Select it, and here you will be having the entire guide on how to use it, like fine-tuning, structured outputs, and other use cases for vision, long context, code execution. There are like so many things. You can just go through it as a guide, because this is just like a starting point. Okay, and that's the video, guys. I hope you would have found it useful. Do check the playlist of my channel. I've done a lot of videos in programming, Gemini AI API, OpenAI API, Sora, ChatGPT, and other AI tools and CRUD operations. Check the playlist, subscribe me. Thanks for watching.